we've got another fantastic webinar by ITEFL Poland today. And today our star is Peter Wiley, my first teacher of one of my first teachers of English, and the great guy who introduced me to ITEFL Poland. In a minute, Lucyna Wilinkiewicz-Górniak will tell a few things, few things about Peter. But before that, let me remind you that this year, ITEFL Poland is celebrating the 30 years of being with teachers, helping teachers, providing support for teachers. So we are very privileged that you're here with us. We just want to tell you that this year is very special for us, and that's also why we provide for you a lot webinars just to cater for your needs, to inspire you. Today we will listen to Peter Wiley, but soon we're gonna hear his lovely wife on the 26th of February. And it's going to be about using Genialin escapist fun way to prepare students for Matura exams. But also between Peter and Joanna, we're going to have Emily Clark on the 22nd February. And Emily, this time, she has been with us many times, and she will talk about continued professional development, how to learn while teaching, okay? How to learn teaching while teaching others. So this is something which we have prepared for you. Now I'm stepping down for Lucyna, and hello, Lucyna, nice to see you. And we hope to see Peter soon.
And now you can even hear me.
Yeah, grand.
Okay, so
let's wait for maybe.
Let's wait for Peter, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait
for Peter so that he can hear what we have to say about him and can confirm or reject.
I remember I first met Peter like almost 20 years ago, and he was the one to inspire me with ITEFL thing. So that's a grand thing.
Okay, Peter.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Lucyna.
I would like to start your webinar by saying just a few remarks about your outstanding professional career. And believe me, I had to make a choice when I thought what I should say about you. So I chose just a few elements because there are so many fascinating facts that I wouldn't like to keep talking about it, because I know that everybody would like to concentrate on quizzes, which you are an expert in. So just a few words about Peter for all of us participating in this webinar. So Peter is a teacher to begin with, is a teacher of drama and communications, and he taught both of these topics in England. He was also college press officer for 5 years, and as early as 1994 he came to Poland, so it's been a while already. And very soon he discovered IATEFL as a place for him. By saying very soon, I mean a year later. And now he is very well known as our editor of post-conference journals, and to begin with, monthly e-bulletins where we can read about all the events that are being organized by IATEFL Poland. So he has a very extensive education, like the certificate in arts of the theater, master degree in English language teaching. Then he also continued his education with postgraduate course in teaching. But he's also an author. He trains teachers. He reads texts and writes texts himself. He's a proofreader, and he has taught in a variety of schools, from the highest level to the lowest level, private schools, public schools, and so on. So that is really impressive. What is interesting, and that was really something that made me reflect upon, in 2007, he took a 9-year break from teaching. And he was working at that time for energy company in Warsaw, where he was writing and proofreading different texts. So that was a very interesting episode in Peter's career. And Peter, to concentrate now on the subject matter of today's webinar, he has hosted the whole lots of quizzes, panel discussions and debates, such as The Weakest Link, Ayateflada, our favorite one, Kocham Cię, Ayatefl, or I Love You, Ayatefl, Mega Cahoots, and Shakespeareada. So just to mention a few. And he has been very widely recognized for his sense of humor and his organizational activities. And he used to be, I would like to mention this one thing, he used to be IATF's international liaison officer, and playing this role, he was a guest presenter in Paris in 2018, where he presented the value and uses of quizzes. So quizzes were in his life all the time. And what he has promised to us in today's webinar, and I am 100% certain that this promise will be fulfilled, knowing Peter as a very good colleague, yes, and I would like to stress this fact as well. He has promised to us that we are going to have fun and humor, and he will be talking about the whole variety of quizzes, workable. The keywords are workable, popular forms of quizzes. Essential elements of these quizzes provide us fun and make us enjoy them. And he promises that these quizzes will be valuable addition to our teaching armory. So Peter, over to you. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Okay, thank you, listener. Just to start with a bit of fun, just one quick funny thing to say. When I did the promotional literature for this webinar, I made a big mistake in Polish. And I was talking about adapting a TV program quiz. And this was called Kocham Cię, Polska. And it means I love you, Poland. All right, it's a quiz about Poland. And I put Kocham się, Polska. I love myself. All right, so that was an embarrassing mistake I made there. Anyway, not to worry. So tonight we're going to look at some quizzes, everyone, and a few different types, and ones that are very effective in the classroom or even remotely, I think they can be. And hopefully you'll come away armed with some good ideas. And we'll also look at some analysis of quizzes. Why are they so valuable? Why are they so effective? Why do they work? And why are they so popular? All right. And they're increasing in popularity, because if you look at the BBC, for instance, there's always quizzes. There's a quiz of the week this week, based on Meghan Markle and Harry. And the sports quizzes they have every week. I did one recently about cricket, and it was name the 122 players that have played for England in the last 10 years. And I got 98, a score of 98. So I was very pleased with that. And there was a clue for each person, 122 clues there were. So that was a fantastic quiz. And pub quizzes, of course, are not only popular in Britain, but they're popular in most countries now. And Warsaw is the same. They're very popular here. So quizzes are wonderful, I think, and great sources of fun and humor, and also interaction with students and students with themselves. And it's great to hear students, when they're in a group discussing questions, they actually listen to their colleagues, and they have to decide what is the correct answer to go with. And that's one of the good things of quizzes, I think, that they teach students to respect others' opinions, because they could be equally as valuable as their own. So we shall look at some quizzes, and we'll start very quickly then with the warm-up. So W for warmer, all right? We'll start with the W for warmer. And this is how we should start most lessons, really. We should use a warmer, I think. All right. So now... Okay. All right. We're going to share the screen now. Slight technical problem here. This is Firefox. Still in this, should be. Chrome. Oh, bloody hell. This is share screen, this one. That's it. Oh, bloody hell. Okay, let's try this one.
But it's not.
Oh. Sorry, everyone. Slight problem here.
The fifth one from the top, you have many. Then you have AV view presentation.
Yeah, we got that.
Number screen sharing. Yes.
Yeah, we clicked on that already twice now. It's not working.
And then you should see, the options for screen sharing, and then you click on the presentation slide.
Yeah, we've done that, and then it clicked on allow, and fifth one. That's it. Yeah.
Why not click on presentation? So try to click on the third one from the top.
Click on that. Try that one.
No, we don't have it.
There is many.
That's it.
Then there is AV view, and then there is presentation.
That one. Click on that one.
On the left.
It shows a certificate of attendance, listener.
I see. So that's what Martin provided. Martin, are you there? Can you help us? Because it all depends on how you fix the system, yes? On the settings. Okay. Already open. Access the conference. Why does it say so?
Open your Hotmail. Get to Hotmail.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, no. Yeah, keep me signed in.
So now you are probably sharing with us the desktop, yes?
Yeah.
And that's what you want, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so everything goes well.
Yeah, so yesterday.
Many different pieces of information, yes.
And click on that. Oops, that's it, yeah. Okay, well, I think we're coming to it now. It looks
It was a
hopeful.
long way to go, but
A long way to go. Yeah, unbelievable. It was working so fine earlier. Okay. Yeah, ready?
yes, success. Congratulations. I'm muting myself now.
Yeah. Okay. Now. All right. Here we are. Yeah. Here we are. First one. First slide we got. Yeah. Who said it? Who said it? This is a warm up. All right. Very simple. I will give you a quotation, and you have to say who said it. Was it Donald Trump or Lord Voldemort? Donald Trump or Lord Voldemort. So in the chat box, could you write V for Voldemort or T for Trump? All right. So we'll get an idea how many of you got questions right. Okay. So who said it? Donald Trump or Lord Voldemort? Number one. I'd introduce you, but rumor has it you're about as famous as me these days. I'd introduce you, but rumor has it you're about as famous as me these days. So see what answer you got there. Oh. Yeah, oh yeah, mainly Voldemort. Mainly Voldemort's here. Okay, very good everyone. We'll speed on, I think, yeah. It was Voldemort, correct. Voldemort was correct. He said this to Harry at the graveyard not long before Diggory was killed. All right, so that's number one. Number two, there is no good and evil. There is only power, and those too weak to seek it. So once again, there is no good and evil. There is only power, and those too weak to seek it. So what do you get for that one, do you think? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, mainly Trump. People going for Trump here on this one. Mainly Trump. Yeah. All right. So the answer there was Voldemort. All right. Voldemort. Trump recently said about the Capitol riots. He said that at the Capitol building there are lots of senators who are very weak, and they need to be taught a lesson. More words to that effect. All right. So he uses the same language as Voldemort, but this one was a quotation from Voldemort. All right. All right. So that's number two. Okay. Number three. Torture works. Believe me, it works. Torture works. Believe me, it works. What we got this time? Voldemort mainly, yeah, okay. Number three, the answer was Trump. All right, Trump. The clue there was the phrase, believe me. Trump was always saying, believe me. And in life, my experience, if anyone ever says to me, believe me, and then tells me something, I know they're lying. They're usually lying, because they don't mean it really. So Trump uses that phrase a lot, believe me, yeah. All right. Number four, they never learn. They never learn. Pity. They never learn. Pity. So who said that, do you think? Trump. Oh, one Voldemort, three for Trump. Okay, and the answer was Voldemort, all right? They both use that word, pity. Trump likes that word. But Voldemort says this in the Deathly Hallows second part, and when he warns the Hogwarts school kids to hand over Harry. All right, so that was Voldemort. And number five, anyone who thinks my story is anywhere near over is sadly mistaken. Anyone who thinks my story is anywhere near over is sadly mistaken. So I think I see lots of T's here. Got T for Trump. Yeah. Okay. The amazing thing about this, Trump is correct. Trump is correct. He said this in 2015 when he was running for the presidency then. All right. In 2015, he first said that. And he said it very recently when he was leaving the White House. And I think we all agree that he has not disappeared from the scene by any means. All right. Number six, sometimes by losing a battle, you find a new way to win the war. Sometimes by losing a battle, you find a new way to win the war. Trump or Voldemort? It's mixed answers here. Trump and Voldemort, equal number, really. And the answer was Trump. Trump said this, all right? And it's a stolen quote, all right? So the Trumps were good at stealing quotations from other people. Melania did this, of course, very famously. She stole the words of Michelle Obama. All right, so Trump, he stole the quotation and then changed the wording slightly. Okay, and the last one, number 7, I can make bad things happen to people who annoy me. I can make them hurt if I want to. I can make bad things happen to people who annoy me. I can make them hurt if I want to. So, what do you reckon for that one? Yeah. Voldemort. People are going for Voldemort on this one. And that's correct. Yes. Voldemort was saying, yeah, no, in no uncertain terms what he could do to people if they stood in his way. All right. And young Tom Riddle in the Harry Potter series, he said this to Dumbledore, the head of the school. All right, so there we are. Those are some interesting quotations from Trump and Voldemort, and they're both very equal in the power behind what they said. Very menacing, the two of them. Who's the most evil? Well, it's interesting that J.K. Rowling, the writer of Harry Potter series, was asked this question. Was Voldemort worse than Trump? Was he more evil than Trump? And she said, no, Trump is the more evil one. She said, Voldemort is very honest. He says what he believes. And that's very true, in fact. Yeah, he absolutely stuck to his word, whatever he said. Okay, so she hates Trump, and she thinks he's far worse than Voldemort ever could be. All right, so I will at the end of the workshop, after the workshop, you can write to me at my email address, which will be supplied on the final slide, and I'll send you a package of questions and answers. All right, so you won't miss out on anything today. And in that there'll be some sources, and one of the sources was an interesting article with J.K. Rowling being interviewed about Voldemort and Trump, comparing the two of them. All right, so that will be part of the overall package after the webinar. All right, so do send me your emails, and then I'll write back to you with the attachment and all the questions and answers. All right, okay, let's move on. Okay, S is for statistics. This is a statistical round based on culture, and based on that program I mentioned already, Kocham Polska. All right, so this is going to be an international one, though, not just based on Poland. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. Okay. And yeah. So these questions are going to be kind of international, right? To begin with, the second S is also for speed. We'll come to that in a few minutes. All right. This refers to the speed of quizzes and testing students by allowing little time for answering. All right. So 5-second rounds are very popular in Kocham Polska. So we'll have a look at that as a little text exercise. But first of all, we're going to look at the statistical round. All right. So let's look at the first question. All right. Now, in this program, what we normally do, this is very important, we normally in the classroom, we divide the class in two, and we have two teams, A and B, all right? 50% of the class A, 50% B. And then I ask for three people for a panel from each team, all right? So 3 students come out for team A, 3 come out for team B, and they are the ones that make the decisions, all right? So then I give them the question like this one here, number 1, and they discuss it with the group, all right? Their supporters, okay? Both teams discuss this question with both supporters. And then I'll ask team A for the answer, and when they answer, team B has the option of higher or lower. So if team A said 40%, team B might say, no, higher than that, we think it's 50%, blah, 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 all right? So that's the game, basically. So it's interaction The panelists can go into the audience and discuss quietly with the team and their audience supporters the answers, and that works great. It's a really, really good integrative quiz, and is very, very successful with most students. So I would recommend this to you to try this. All right. Okay, let's look at this individually because we're on remote here. So let's have a look. See what you think. Okay. It's a number required here. A couple of years ago, Reader's Digest conducted a survey of the world's capital cities to find the most honest one. In each city, their staff went out into the city and deliberately left their mobile phones in public places, such as on buses and in restaurants. Out of 30 mobiles left in public places in Warsaw, how many found their way back to their original owners? All right. So that's the question. How many out of 30 mobiles got back to the original owners? Okay. So write your answers on the chat box. Yeah. So a number could be 10, 15, 0, 23, whatever. No, just number. 30 mobiles, so you just write the number. How many got back to their owners? 14, we've got 18, 20, it's going up. 15, 13, 15, all right? Okay. It's funny because usually Polish people, sorry, dare I say this, but Polish people are very skeptical about this, and they always rate this answer very lowly. They give a very low score because they think Polish people are not honest. But I think they are honest, really. Okay. None! Someone's put none here. Wow, there we are, you see? Prove me right. Okay. All right, we better move on fast. And the answer was, would you believe, 24. 24, that's higher than anyone got. So 24. So Team A, if Team A said 24, Team B might have said higher or lower, of course, yeah. But answer was 24. And Poland, Warsaw came 6th in the overall survey of capital cities in the world as being honest. 6th most honest capital city, certainly in Europe anyway, okay? Yeah. So very good, well done. Let's move on to the next question. Here's one about Paris. Oh, what percentage of French people know no foreign language? What percentage of French people know no foreign language? Wow. 90%. Wow, that's very high. 68, 70, 64. Wow, very high scores here. Yeah. 54, 64, 70. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Well, folks, the answer is lower than those, okay? This is definitely a lower one, all right? I was a bit surprised, really, because the French are amongst the worst language learners in the world. Anyway, the answer was, yeah, that's true. Yeah, even if they know, they refuse to speak. I agree completely, yeah. I've spoken French all day to one guy once, and then he finally spoke in English, and I think he lost patience with my French, but his English was quite good. Anyway, the answer was 41.2%. 41.2%. That's not so bad, really, when you think about it, yeah? That more than 50% know 2 languages at least, yeah? All right, very good. Let's move on quickly to the next question. In Poznan, Poland, yeah? In Poznan, Poland, people are known as being what Polish people say, skąpy. Right? So people are famous for this reputation, meaning very tight-fisted. They're very careful with their money. All right, so in Poznan, Poland, people over 70 years of age can take a taxi for free. Wow, so that's generous from the local authority. Okay, how many times in a month is this possible? In Poznan, Poland, people over 70 years of age can take a taxi for free. How many times in a month is that possible? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay. Is it even possible? Yes, it's definitely possible. Yes, it's I think it's excellent, really. Very, very thoughtful policy. Okay, so the answer here is higher. It's higher than the ones we've been given, and the answer is 3. Okay, 3. So 3 times a month. That's excellent, really. That's really good, I think. Okay. And the next one. Wow, here's another question about French. In the global pizza eating table, in what place in the top 10, this is the top 10 countries around the world who eat pizza, yeah? In what place in the top 10 do the French come? They obviously like pizza because they're in the top 10. But where do they come? Do they come 10th, 9th, 1st, 4th? Where do they come? Which position do you think? All right. So what have we got for this one? 15, 6, 7, 3, 3, yeah. 15, no, that's not possible. 5, 5th, yeah. Oh, interesting, very good, okay. And, all right, I'll give you the answer. The answer is, in fact, second. They come second in the world, would you believe? Wow. They beat the Italians. The Italians come in 3rd place. And who comes first? Americans. Of course. Americans come first. With 2 million more tons, they eat a lot more than the French. And the French eat 1 million more tons of pizza a year than the Italians eat. Poland could be in the top 10. I don't know. But it's popular here. Pizza is, yeah. All right, next one. And yeah, this one's about firearms. All right. In Poland, out of every 1,000 people, how many possess firearms? How many people? So this is a number, not percentage, just a number. So is it 500 people, 80, 400, 20? How many people possess firearms, do you think? We've got 90, 200, 25, 10, 20. Some good answers here. Quite accurate in a way. 60. Someone's gone for 60, yeah. All right. I was surprised by the answer, really, because there's lots of farmers in Poland. But anyway. Okay, the answer was 13. 13. All right. So that's quite pleasing, really, reassuring. Not many people have guns, yeah, in Poland, unlike America, of course. All right, so that finishes that round, and those questions can lead to lots of discussion. And in the quiz, normally in the classroom, we would allow the groups to discuss for a few minutes. All right, and we've rushed through it tonight here, but in a group class, in a class with lots of students, give them time to discuss the answers. All right. One little funny fact to mention is that in Poznan, again, the first 20 minutes of riding the Poznan city bike is free. So you can hire a bike in the city and ride around the city, and the first 20 minutes is free. And in 2016, the average bike rental time was, would you believe, 19 minutes and 49 seconds. So people timed it perfectly so they wouldn't have to pay anything for their usage of the bikes. All right. So I think that's quite funny, really. All right. So there we are. Let's move on to the speed round now. And I'm going to ask my little daughter Emmy to help here. She's going to be the timer. All right. She's got a bell. She's got a little bell. She's going to bang the bell, and instead of giving you 5 seconds, we'll give you 7 seconds. All right. Okay. So, ready? Write down as fast as you can. You name three things, all right, before the bell rings, and we'll give you 7 seconds, all right? Number 1, foods beginning with C. Sorry, well, go. Foods beginning with C. See if you can write them in the chat box. We've got carrots, yeah, cereal, carrots, yeah. 3 things. Can you name 3 things? That's it? That was it? Wow, that was fast. All right. Okay. See if you can do faster this time. Oh, we've got someone called courgette, chives, and carrot. Very good. Who's that? AG. Someone called AG. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Well done, AG. Okay. Next one. Ready? Oh, here are the answers for that one. You could have had cucumber, coffee, cauliflower, cake, carrots, chocolate, curry, chicken. All right. Okay. And the next one. Yeah. Bad things beginning with D. Bad things beginning with D. The letter D. See if you can write down 3 things in 7 seconds. Beginning with D. Oh, no one? Everyone's stuck? Oh. Damage. Someone thought. Okay. Devil drizzle. Whatever that is. I don't know. Drugs. Yes. Very good. Disease. Death. Drugs. Very good. Destruction. AW. Very good. Well done. We've got 3. Depression and drought. Very good. I didn't get drought in my list. Or depression. Yeah. Okay. Very good. We'll look at some of the answers here. Yeah. Oh, we've got death. Death with the candle here. We've got debt. Debt. Financial debt. Dismissal from your job. You're fired. Yeah. Dental visit. That's on my list. Dental visit. Disaster. And of course, COVID. Disease. All right. Disease. So that's quite a few. It's a bad letter. D. Yeah. Really. All right. And the next one. Next question. English girls beginning with L. All right, English girls beginning with L. How well can we do this time? L. Lucy, yes, correct. Laura, very good. Lucy again. Lucina, Lily, Lydia, very good. JL. Laura, Linda, Lily, Lucinda, yes, okay. They're all versions of Lucy. Yeah. Lily, Lydia, Lewis, Lucy, Lewis. Well, Lewis is more of a male name, in fact. Lois. Oh, very good, Lois. Very good. Yeah. All right. Very good, Emmy. Well done. Well done. All right. And Lisa was another one. Loretta. Also Leslie with the EY because IE is male form. All right. All right. So there we are. Those are the girls' names. Next question. Towns or cities in Poland. Sorry, those of you not from Poland. Towns and cities in Poland begin with K. Well, you should get one answer at least, I think. Yeah, Krakow. Yes. Yeah. Oh, 2 people got Krakow. We've got 3 for Krakow. Kamienna Gora, Krakow, Konin, Katowice. Very good. I forgot. I left off Katowice from my list. Kozienice, very good. And Kazimierz, Kielce, yes. Cock, it says here. Yeah, okay. Kotsk, sorry. Okay. Kołobrzeg, you could have had as well. Koszalin, Kołobrzeg. All right. Very good. And here we are. Here's some of them. Here, this one is Krakow, first one. Second one, this is Kołobrzeg, I think. Koszalin, Kozienice, and
Krosno.
Krosno. Oh yeah, Krosno. Yeah. Okay. And okay. Oh, sorry, ladies. Football teams beginning with M. All right. So see if you can mention a few teams with the M, beginning with M. Milano. Okay. Yeah. Manchester United. Correct. Yeah. Manchester City. Yeah, oh, time up. Malaga, yeah, and Millwall, very good. You got all of them, yeah. The 2 Manchesters, Marseille and Monaco from France. Millwall, yeah, Malaga from Spain, yeah. Okay, very good, well done. And let's move on to the next one. Cities in the world beginning with B. This is the easiest question, I think. All right, see how many cities you can mention. Berlin, yeah. Beirut, Beijing, Bucharest, Brussels, Bonn, oh very good, Barcelona, Belgrade, oh wow, yeah, Bilbao, Bonn, Bruges, yeah, very good, Budapest, yes, very good, okay, Birmingham, yeah, or Bangkok, yeah, 2 more we could have had, yeah, okay, very good, well done. So you had no problem there for that one. And here we've got some of these cities. Got Barcelona here in the first one. This one was Budapest, I think. This one was Bonn. This one was Berlin, Brussels, and Bangkok. Yeah, that was it. Okay. And this one's harder. This question's harder. States in the USA beginning with the letter N. N. Yeah, we've got Nevada, Nebraska, Nevada, yeah. Any others apart from Nevada? North Carolina, very good. Yeah, 3, Nevada, Nebraska. Well done, MK. New York and New Mexico, that's another one, yeah. Very good. So the 2, North Dakota, North Carolina, New Mexico, New Hampshire, New Mexico, yeah. Those are the main ones. And Nevada, of course. All right, very good. Yeah. And here's 3 pictures. Yeah, third one didn't want to come. This third one here is New Hampshire, New York, the middle one, and Nevada is the first one. All right. All right. And can you name 3 Trumps? Okay, 7 seconds. Have to be fast on this one. 7 seconds to name 3 Trumps. Yeah. Ivanka. Oh, this one's caught you out a bit. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Oh, you got stuck on that one, I think. Okay. Ivanka was one. Yeah. There was Don Jr. Oh, none. Someone put no. Okay. Don Jr., Ivanka, Eric, Laura, Melania. All right. And Tiffany, of course. Sorry, Tiffany is always forgotten. And of course, Donald J. You could have had Donald J., the Orange Man himself. All right. Okay, and we've got, here we are, Melania here, Eric underneath her, and then here's Laura, Eric's wife, and this is Tiffany, the blonde girl, Ivanka, and Don Jr., and Donald J. All right. Okay, that's the Trumps. And the last one, actors who have played James Bond, all right? So can you name the actors who have played James Bond? We'll give you longer. We'll give you 10 seconds for this one. Name the actors who have played James Bond. Roger Moore, Sean Connery, yes. Very good. Timothy Dalton, yes. Pierce Brosnan, we've got 4 now, yeah, very good. Yeah, we haven't got the present one. All right. We've got 4 so far. Craig, we've got Daniel Craig, yes. All right, and yeah, so you got 5. There was one guy who played the role in one film, an Australian actor called George Lazenby. All right, so he was the one you didn't get. That was very difficult. And here they are then. Have a look at the pictures. Here we are. So this is George Lazenby here at the end here. Next to Sean Connery, looks similar, very similar to Sean Connery. Timothy Dalton in the middle there, Pierce Brosnan, Roger Moore, and Daniel Craig. There we are. And soon there's going to be a new James Bond because the present film being made is Daniel Craig's last. All right, so there we are. That's the speed round, yeah? Yeah. So I think speed is really important because when you ask questions of students, they dither and they take as long as they can to answer. So when we shake them up a bit and give them little time to answer, I think this is very good strategy sometimes and will help them prepare for exams. Also, they concentrate. So speed rounds encourage concentration and close listening. So very, very useful. And one other thing I do for speed is if there's 5 minutes left in the lesson, say, I might say, okay, for a quick quiz, and this is get your mobile phones out, all right? And when they get the mobile phones out, I give them a general knowledge question, which I'm sure they don't know the answer to, and they have to look up the answer. So who can look up the answer the quickest, all right, is the winner, who gets it correct. So looking up information can be quite a skill. You have to use the right keywords. So that's another one, a nice game that students enjoy. There's always one student who thinks he or she is faster than anyone else, and they often get a surprise. All right, so a shy student can win quite easily and be really proud of themselves. Okay, so that's a good round. Use the mobile phone for a 5-minute type speed quiz, all right? Okay, let's move on. Oh yeah, what the last round showed, the picture round here of the 5-second round, there's a mixture of difficult questions and easy ones. So in quizzes, always include some easy questions so that students get some marks and therefore don't get too disillusioned. They lose heart easily. So if they have some easy questions, then they will get some points, and then they won't feel quite so bad then at the end. All right, so remember, bear that in mind, all right? And now we'll move on to one of my favorite quizzes of all. Yeah. Q is for question tags. So this is a grammar quiz, and this I think is my most popular, effective quiz I use. It really works very well. If you go to a class and say, okay, we're going to have a grammar lesson today, folks, we're going to look at conditionals on question tags, for instance, they will go, ooh, okay. But if we have a quiz and we don't mention question tags so readily, then they're going to be learning about question tags. So I think it's a good way to learn about grammar. There's a famous phrase about grammar, which is, oh no, I'll find it later. Yeah, it's that. Well, quizzes. Someone said about quizzes that they are playful as well as good practice. All right, so students can practice grammar, but also they play with it as well, so they have fun doing it. Okay, so yeah. All right, so now I'm going to give you some questions on question tags. I'm going to give the statement, and you need to write down the answer, okay? You need to write down the tag, okay? Some of these are easy, as I said, and some are difficult, okay? And I would do this once I've inserted the rules. I've told the students about the rules of question tags, so there's been some input on that, all right? So once they've done that, then you can use this quiz with them, all right? So, number 1, I'm late. I'm late. Okay, so what's the tag? Can you write the tag? I'm late. Aren't I? Aren't I? Aren't I? And someone said, am I? Am I? That's the one students often go for, am I? All right. So the answer was, aren't I? Okay. So this is an exception to the rule, and it's use of the second person singular, aren't I? All right. So that one catches people out. So I'm late, aren't I? Is the answer there. Number 2, this one is the most difficult of all, I think, for students. Someone telephoned. Someone telephoned. Oh, yes, very good. Didn't they? Didn't they? Very good. Someone put, did he, did she? No, you can't say that. We don't know if it's a he or a she, and we can't use it. That sounds rude. So we say, didn't they? So that one's a kind of polite form, really. So, a bit unusual. Okay, well done. Didn't catch you out there. Next one. You can hardly speak English. You can hardly speak English. And we've got, can you, can you, can you? Yes. Correct. It's, you can hardly speak English, can you? So a positive tag. The reason for that being that hardly is counted as negative, all right? It's a negative word. You can hardly speak English, so therefore the tag is can you. It's positive, all right? Very good. Next one. Listen. Will you? Don't you? Will you? We've got two will yous, yeah? All right, correct, will you. Bear in mind that, listen, will you, this is immediate future, all right? Even if it's 20 seconds later than when I speak it, the phrase, I say, listen, will you? 20 seconds later, the student responds, this is future, this counts as future. In Polish, you would stick to the present tense, yeah? But in English, we use future form. Okay, number 5, this is a tricky one. Spain won the World Cup final. Spain won the World Cup final. We've got did they, didn't they, didn't they? Yeah, correct, didn't they? Because here, Spain counts as a team of 11 players, all right? So it counts as plural. All right, number 6, the police are here. The police are here. Aren't they? Aren't they? Yes, very good. Aren't they? Yes. Again, we've got police. We're not sure how many police, but we're assuming it's plural, all right? They usually go in pairs, all right? So we can count it as plural. Number 7, you used to live here. You used to live here. Didn't you? Didn't you? Correct. Yes, didn't you? Number 8, the news is depressing. The news is depressing. Isn't it? Isn't it? Yes, very good. Oh, well, you're very good. Let's do just only a couple more. The news was fake. The news was fake. Wasn't it? Wasn't it? Yes, correct. And one more, maybe. Mice like cheese. Mice like cheese. Mice like cheese. Oh, I'm stuck on this one, I think. Don't they? Don't they? Yes, very good. Yeah, very good. And here we have one final one then. The police force is useless. The police force is useless. Isn't it? Isn't it? Yes. So here, police force is one thing. It treats them as a group, okay? An institution. So it's singular. So it becomes it. All right, very good. So there we are. Those contain the exceptions to the rule, and throw in 1 or 2 normal type questions that are easy to answer. Okay, students really enjoy that. And what I tend to do, I say, give me a number, and then I'll give them the statement for that number. So it's a kind of hot. It's a bit of luck if they get an easy one or a difficult question. All right. So that spices it up a bit. Okay. So let's. Yeah. All right. So now we'll move on to. Yeah. One more question, one more quiz, I'll mention briefly, and this is a quiz called Top Secret. There was a program in Britain many years ago with that name, Top Secret, and I've copied that. I've adapted the idea from that. And what I do in class, in a remote sense, I'd have to ask the students, to send me by email or text the answer. But in class, they would write down on a scrap of paper and then give it to me privately, okay? But you could do this in advance via email. So I asked students to write down a top secret, something about them that no one else knows. No one in the group knows about them, not even their friends. And it might be something that is generally very positive, because they're only going to tell you positive things. But it could be something that they've achieved in life, or they've met someone famous. Yeah, they may have done something they're really proud of. So you have to try to cajole them into writing down something that is impressive and interesting for the rest of the class. Okay, tell them to give you something that will interest the rest of the group. Okay, and when I've done that before previously, I've had some mundane answers, but there's always one or two very interesting ones. And when you
Are you still showing?
oh
I'd like to go.
oh, it says sharing. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I believe it. Okay, so when you when you collect up the secrets from the students, then you prepare the class for them, and with each student you call out the student, they sit next to you, and you give the class a clue. So the whole class has to try work out what is the secret. They ask questions and you give yes no answers. All right, well the student does. All right, so this is so up to 20 questions. All right, you can allow 20 questions, which can include guesses. All right, I remember famously I had a student whose secret was that he'd saved a girl's life. He dived into a river, she was drowning, and he saved her life because the currents were very strong. And the rest of the class was amazed, totally amazed. And this boy was not popular. He was kind of ignored by everyone, really. He wasn't very sociable. And this changed his life at the college, right? Because he became a great hero with the class. And he said to them, I can prove this. I'll bring the press cuttings next week after the lesson, all right? He said this to them. And he did. He brought in all the press cuttings. So they were really over the moon about that. So sometimes you never know what's going to happen in life, what can crop up in your lesson. Something really positive like that is fantastic when it happens, yeah? But in Poland, I've had lots of interesting answers from students, and you'd be amazed at what they do in their spare time, what hobbies they have, or skills, unusual skills they have. So it's worth trying that one, all right? Okay? All right, so we're running out of time, so we better move on very quickly. And go to the next slide. And yeah, here's two of the factors, the A to Z's. Okay, I've mentioned already adaptation, adapting ideas often from TV programs is a good idea, or from what you see on the internet. Control, very important. You control the quiz. You have strict rules that you follow, very much so. You need kind of control for them to be successful. All right, so now can you write in the chat box what you think, what factors you think are important? Okay, so think alphabetically and put down what you think is worth considering, all right? Oh yeah, someone just said it's like hot seat. Yes, top secret is like hot seating. Yes, very much so. Ambition, someone's put ambition. Yeah, could be, yeah. We have to be careful with quizzes because we don't want them to be too competitive. Students get a bit too ambitious sometimes. We have to be careful, yeah. All right, motivation. Yeah, that's the real big one there. Fulfillment, yes. They can be fulfilled. They can feel they've taken part and done really well. They may not even win, but they can still feel happy. Funny, yes. Good to make quizzes funny, humorous. Dedication, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, and any more? No, okay. Oh, revision, yes. Yes, you can revise. Yeah, a quiz. You can do a quiz on the internet to revise a topic, say for a history exam. And it might be the Henry VIII, say, for instance. And you can do a quiz on Henry VIII, and that would help you revise for the exam. So it can be very useful for that purpose. Summarizing, yeah. Entertainment, yes. Oh, all of those, yeah. All right. Very good. I'll show you my list and see if hopefully you might agree or disagree. All right. So let's have a look. We mentioned B for bravery. All right. Students need to be brave in quizzes. Sometimes if they get a wrong answer, they might be embarrassed sometimes. Discussion. Yes, lots of quizzes can lead to lots of discussion, fruitful discussion after them. I mentioned easy questions, yeah, make them easy. Friendly, quizzes are friendly. Especially if you ever go to a pub quiz, you get recruited. You go for a quiet drink and you go into a pub, and if there's a pub quiz on, people will come and recruit you into their teams. And then you make new friends that night. So, yeah, they're a good thing to take part in. Guessing, that's a cultural thing. In Poland, students don't like guessing, really. They think they will lose points if they get it wrong. But in Britain, students are very good at guessing. So encourage students to guess. If they don't know the answer, encourage them to guess. You never know, they might get it right. Humor, very important. We mentioned that already. Integration, we mentioned. Judgment, yeah, having a good judgment about things, judging what's a better idea than someone else's, yeah, when you are working in teams. That's important. Cahoots, K for cahoots, because I haven't mentioned cahoots earlier, because I think you all know about cahoots. You all play cahoots. The big thing about cahoots I'd mention is that it's good to give students a creative homework where you get them to design a cahoots for the rest of the class, and then they present it the next week. And I've had some fantastic Kahoot lessons like that. Again, especially based around grammar structures. So do use Kahoots where possible, yeah? And it's one of those magical games that you can use 5 or 6 times a year with one particular group, yeah? You can repeat it a few times, okay? So all students love Kahoots, it seems, anyway. L for listening, yes. One of the main skills of quizzes is that you listen. You have to listen closely. It encourages listening skills. M, music. Yeah, I didn't use any background music, but I thought about it today. So background music can be important, yeah. And musical questions also are always gauge interest. All right, so let's, avoid repetition, of quiz questions. Speed, we mentioned. Time limits are really important, I mentioned already. Utilization of students. Make sure that we're fair and in the roles we give them, all right? So we don't just pick on the same students to be the leader all the time, all right? Value quizzes designed by students, yes. We encourage students to design quizzes, not just us, okay? Quiz students will do them happily. Warm-ups are important, yeah, we mentioned already. Identity symbol Mr. X, brand X, Mr. X, yeah. X is the identifications letter. And there we are. Zest, Z for zest. That's very important because as teachers, if we have lots of zest, enthusiasm for quizzes, then it rubs off on the students. They will also enjoy it as well. If you don't like quizzes, it will show. It will show. So have lots of zest and enthusiasm. All right. Very good. Let's move on. Here on the left are sources we can use. And these are what I've used for all my materials. And again, that will be in the package I'll send to you if you write to me asking for an email. BBC, very, very good. Facebook, that's where I got the Trump and Voldemort exchange from. And there are other websites like playbuzz.com that have them as well. And some of these have got are article based, really, more than quiz questions, yeah. This one here, triviaabout.com, Poland. Yeah, there's many websites like that. But also you can go to the official government ones, all right? Some countries are more open about their facts than others. And in Poland, generally speaking, they're very open on all subjects. Nearly all subjects, you get full facts. It's really impressive. So look at the official ones as well, all right? And I would say that when you design a quiz yourself and you base it on research, it's really enjoyable as an exercise. You really get fascinated by what you find out, all right? So that's another positive about using quizzes, all right? So here we are, all very useful, these. And there's thousands of quiz websites to be found, really. But those are the ones I've used, all right? So we're coming to the end. And yeah, so just to summarize then, have a good love of quizzes and mix up the groups of students as well, have weak and strong together, and as I say, get students to design quizzes as well, because that can be a nice creative homework for them. And be brave, be bold, be brave. And you can do really big quizzes as well if you want, like a big project quiz. So like I did for ITEFL conference, I did ITEFL ADA, which was based on the Family Fortunes program. And that was on education. And my wife and I, we did 100 surveys with other teachers. And then we used that the next year. Okay. We use that the next year. So you can do really big scale for your whole school. For the whole school, you can do a big entertaining quiz based on research, like we did. Okay, and we used it for ITEFL conferences. So quizzes can be big, small, short, long. They can be very varied indeed, but they are all useful and very worthwhile in our teaching, I think. Okay. Where?
Okay, thank you very much, Peter. I think that everybody will agree with me that we've all enjoyed your quick run through the quizzes. Yes, that was quite a run. Yes, some gymnastics.
It was. My voice really went at the end.
Quizzes, gymnastics for all of us. So thank you very much. And I hope that we will meet you probably next week, yes, when Asha will be presenting, yes?
Of course, I'll be here beside her, yeah.
Asha has been helping you, you will be helping Asha. You are a perfect duo, yes? So that is something that we can learn from you as well.
Asha will be using a quiz as well in her session, right?
In fact, you were a trio, yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Princess was there.
Princess Emmy was here, yeah, she was, definitely, yeah. So, Asha's will be very exciting. She's using Geniali, and she's using escape rooms in her session. So she'll show people how to make good use of escape rooms, and it's exciting stuff. It's really exciting, listener. So it'll be a very practical session next week from Asha. All right, I recommend it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, and see you in a week. Enjoy the evening, everybody. We are in the mood for quizzes, yes? So probably the quizzes story will go on over the weekend.
Yeah, I'll happily write to anyone, okay? So if anyone needs anything, do write to me, all right?
But you have provided us with your
Oh, my email. It should have been on the last slide. Oh, damn. Okay, my email is... Can you write it down?
Write it in the chat box, just to make sure.
In the chat box, yeah. Here. I'll put the easy one, okay? FoxyPeter@hotmail.com, all right? Foxy, sorry. Well, yeah. FoxyPeter@hotmail.com, all right?
Enter.
Enter, sorry. Yeah. Okay, there we are. Okay, FoxyPeter@hotmail.com, all right? So write to me, and then I'll send you the package of questions and answers, all right? That we use today, okay? And with the ideas, all right? Okay. So.
Hey, thank you all.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot, listener. Yeah. Okay. And Martin.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right.
Guys, I need to steal the show for 2 minutes. Guys, remember that we've got also other events, and apart from Yasha, we're gonna have the first ever live lesson online, okay? And it's gonna be a fantastic event organized by Wrocław region Teacher Development Special Interest Group. And there, teachers on Zoom will be watching the lesson being taught to a lovely team of students, and later on, the fantastic teacher Ula Majdańska-Wachowicz will debrief it, and you have a unique chance to talk about what you have seen during the during the lesson, okay? So don't forget that as well.
Marcin, one request. Send me the link to the report, yes? So that I can send the whole package to Peter as usual.
Sure. Good. Thanks. a lot, guys, and
Okay.
see you soon.
Actually, I was just going to say, Orla's fantastic. She took part in our Cahoots mega quiz as a threesome with us. So we think she's wonderful. She's really great. I recommend her session. Yeah. Okay.
A lot and see you. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Bye.
Bye, everyone.